You probably did not expect to see this face today, because it has been a minute since I put a video up on this channel, and there's many good reasons for that, but the main one has been that I've been struggling personally, just to feel motivated, I think, to get on camera and talk about things. And a big reason for that, for those of you who don't know, many of you do know if you follow me on Instagram or other places, but at the beginning of this year I had to put down Margot. I think for any of you who have followed me for any amount of time, really, you know how important Margot is to me. I had her for 11 years. It's already happening. And she'd been dealing with some health issues for a while. So it was inevitable, it was coming, but I just didn't expect it to happen when it happened, the way that it happened. I did a whole podcast on adventures in roommating where you get the cry, heartbreaking, but like very detailed version of this, which I have not been able to listen back to and might be really hard to listen to, especially if you are someone who is in the process of losing an animal or is about to go through that experience. But I did get some comments from people saying that it was nice to hear sort of what they were going through voiced by someone else, because it can feel very, very isolating, and it's just traumatizing. It is traumatizing. I tried to make this video, no lie, about a dozen times. Some of the earliest versions of it had Margot in it. Every time I would sit down, it would be like this 40-minute long video that the minute I was done, I didn't want to go edit. And most of it would be this kind of out loud therapy session, at the root of it being sort of me imagining the devastation that was inevitably coming. But the experience of it has been, it's been an experience. For me, losing Margot has felt as close as I've ever felt to losing a kid. And, you know, that's gonna be a process. So much of my day and time and energy was really wrapped up in taking care of Margot, and it has been jarring, obviously, with everything that's going on in the world right now and how we're kind of limited from being able to be around our friends and family, being able to go out. I didn't talk about it a ton here, but the last 6 months with Margot was really, really challenging, and just a lot. Just constantly hoping I was making the right decision and trying to balance keeping her comfortable and happy. Life feels very different, and she was a big part of what soothed me, you know. So to not have her around has been challenging. And at the same time, I remain so grateful that things happened the way that they happened in the time that they happened, because I can't imagine dealing with weekly vet visits or finding meds or medication or grooming, or maybe not even being able to go to the park and sit down like we were, because we kind of have this routine. If you followed me on Instagram for the past 6 months, every morning we went to the park for hours and just laid there, and a lot of times, especially towards the end, that's what would make her feel good enough to eat. I feel like if it was gonna happen, it happened both at the best time and the worst time. The worst because I would give anything to cuddle her, and she would have loved everyone being home. What I do know about grief is that sometimes in the middle of that loss, it can light up all of the other unresolved areas or emotions that you've been maybe not dealing with or confronting. And so I've definitely been experiencing that, and so it's hard to go through that again in some ways without her. But at the same time, when it happened the way that it happened, I was able to kind of be around friends and family pretty quickly after. I was able to travel a little bit. I was able to cuddle my friends' dogs, and that was so helpful. And I had this kind of plan in my head of like a post Margot mortem like tour where I go visit all my friends and people that I haven't been able to see, especially with her health issues, and I just cuddle their pups and I escape and just experience life as not a pet owner. And so that was kind of the plan. And I got to do a little tiny bit of that before everything kind of got shut down and COVID-19 and everything started happening the way that it's been happening. It's been hard to go from sort of it just being me and her and going through the process of helping her get to where she needed to go, you know, which was always the plan. I just wanted to get her where she needed to go and love her and make sure she was just as loved and as comfortable as possible. To be in that every day in this apartment and then now kind of be stuck in the apartment has been hard for me. So there have definitely been, you know, mandatory cry days and grieving is its own experience, and I've dealt with a good amount of grief in my life, but this is definitely a different loss for me in the scope of how much time we had together, how often we were around each other, and so, you know, it feels like there's a part missing. And a lot of the things that I would find healing in or I would use in my kind of like normal way of going through this are not available to me. And so that has, I mean, really the focus right now has been just me getting through the day and making sure that I'm eating and making sure that, you know, I'm finding joy and I'm finding little things to be excited about. I've been reading a lot and taking as much time out as I want and missing her. So, you know, I've gotten a little bit behind with the videos. I had stuff that I filmed before and I need to watch over it to see if it's even something that I just feel like I've changed as a person, even in a small amount of time. All I can really do in this moment is document it and talk about it and accept it. Try not to fight it too much. What I did want to say is I wanted to thank so many of you who, when this did happen, you sent so many messages. You were sending me just like lovely thoughts on other social media. I know a lot of you loved Margot. You had seen her for a long time and she was such a joy. Producer baby Margot on What the Sweet Fuck, who, you know, she's still taking care of the ghost BBs. So if you're a Patron BB, you understand this. I just wanted to thank you guys because you've, you know, you send me pictures of your cute little pups and you love your little pups for me. And I just appreciate it. Beyond that, an update on everything else that's happening. Number one, I'm getting much better at cooking. Since this quarantine, I have watched all 8 seasons of Vampire Diaries after never watching a single episode, and I've started to somewhat itsy bitsy just tiptoe my little toes into the world of writing music again. So you might be seeing some more music stuff happening, more original music. I mean, I got my little things behind me and we're gonna figure out how to use them during this quarantine because there's nothing else to do. Nikki and I have still been doing What the Sweet Fuck, but we've been doing it live Wednesdays at 2 p.m. PST over on Instagram. And that is, I believe, a joy to watch, just completely unedited, unfiltered What the Sweet Fucks. And then all the stuff, you know, that we save for the sweetest babies. I just wanted to give you guys an update and to, you know, even though this wasn't like hidden, this was public knowledge, this is something that's been going on, you know, I felt like I didn't know what to make or to do until I just talked about it. You know, I feel like so much of my YouTube channel has been just documenting my life and my growth, and from the age of 19 to now. Margot's been a huge part of that, and so it just didn't feel right to push forward into a bunch of new videos before coming here and saying, you know, I've had an incredible loss. She was a good dog. She was the best. You know, the plan was not to cry as much in videos in 2020, but here we are. Listen, say hi to your grandmas for me, because I don't have places to go and I don't have people to touch, but I like your faces very much. And I will see you soon. Bye.
What would you have done if I wasn't home? Holy shit. You were plowing through in there. What did you do, Margot?
Mama, is it time to get up? We got a big day. Come on, you gotta get up first. You gotta get up first. Mama, come on. Margot. Come on. Wait. Come closer. Wait, come closer. No. Park? Yes. We're gonna go. Okay, we need to talk, okay? You've had some treats, okay? You were good, you ate some treats, but I feel like you want a full meal, okay? So you have food over there. It's got medicine hidden inside it, all right? I'm gonna need you to eat it, okay? I love you too. Who's gonna watch the house? Who's gonna watch the house and go to the park with me? Who's gonna cuddle with me? I love you.